Hey folks, I don't believe that many people would disagree with me in my belief that, except for a very fortunate few, most of us are currently living in very turbulent and difficult times. The coronavirus, and more specifically, the ways in which our various world leaders have chosen to respond to it, in terms of the lockdowns which have come with a lot of authoritarian overreach, has done a great deal of damage to the lives of ordinary people in ways that many of us were unable to predict before the start of all this. The global economy is now extremely fragile, which has put many people around the world in desperate situations. Left unchecked, that desperation has turned to anger in many cases. This anger isn't just an abstract emotion. You can see it these days in the way people interact with each other and the lack of patience that we tend to have over what would usually be minor annoyances. I honestly believe that one of the reasons we've seen an increase in social unrest and rioting in Western nations is because people are looking for ways to vent their anger and anxiety over the situation that they've been placed in. Because for the average person, there's a sense that we have no longer got the authority to exercise any degree of control over our own lives. So the reason I chose to make this video today is to remind you that now more than ever, it is crucial to be kind to your fellow man and woman. I'm sure that by now, most of you will have seen those rather cliched memes and motivational posters which read something to the effect of, "Everyone is fighting a secret battle you know nothing about." And in days gone by, that would have seemed a bit overdramatic. But I think that right now, for a lot of people, that's actually true. So I just want to reinforce how important it is that we exercise empathy and patience in our daily dealings with each other. I also want to be perfectly clear that I don't intend this message as any kind of sermon. I'm not speaking to you as someone who is above all of this. Corona caused me to lose the last conventional job that I had when the company I was working for initially laid me off temporarily at the start of the lockdown and was finally forced to permanently retrench me. So I know firsthand of the consequences that people around the world are facing. Add to this the fact that jobs for white South Africans were never in abundant supply to begin with, and you'll see the kind of things that I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis. If you're listening to this and hoping that I'm going to provide answers in terms of where we're all headed and how the world is going to end up, I'm afraid I have no answers to give. All I can say is that I remain committed to doing what I can to make this world better, even if it's just in a small way. So if you find yourself in a scenario where someone is getting on your nerves and you feel the urge to snap at them, take a deep breath, think twice, and remember that right now, most people are just trying to get through the day. Before I go, I would just like to remind you that if you appreciate my content and would like to support it, there are various ways in which you can do so. I have a Patreon account, but for those who don't wish to commit to a monthly show of support, you can also send me contributions via PayPal or check out my Teespring store and get some nice Ghostwriter merch, most of which I created myself. All of those will be linked in this video's description. For now, farewell.